So this video will be a guide on how to become a content creator. We're going to be breaking it down from what gear to how to do it, how to edit, easy ways to edit, and then outsourcing and stuff like that. The first thing I think you should determine, as YouTube is completely changing and I feel like we're in an age of more micro niche influencers, is figure out what you want to make content about. I think the days of just making vlogs, having them be about nothing, like I went to the park with my kid, like that's just not gonna get views and nobody's gonna care. Nobody cares because they don't know you as a personality, so they have no interest in your personal life, like at all. They're only interested in the information you were giving them or the topic that you were talking about. So the first thing you'd probably want to do is just figure out all in all like what you want your channel to be, to essentially sell and promote. Trying to do for fun, then that's very different than like, I'm a brand that's an auto shop and I want to grow my auto shop YouTube channel. Like I kind of recommend that people make content now with the intent of something else. You have a business, then you make content for funneling people to that business. It's really difficult to just become like a YouTuber, like you just pop into thin air and like you're a YouTuber like Casey Neistat or whatever. Like it would, the way that the algorithm is right now, it would be really hard to get traction on a channel like that. So I think you have to niche down and pick a topic, and that topic preferably funnels into something else. Well, hey Cam, I have no experience shooting video and I don't know any video or anything at all. My recommendations are, if you have no budget and nothing, you probably have a phone in your pocket. You can use a phone. Everybody says that, but yes, you can totally start with a phone. Here's an example of a guy, like a real estate app called Riverside. He shoots all his videos on a phone and they're very simplistic, and the goal is to promote the real estate app, and he talks about real estate and the market and stuff, and that like gets funneled to his app, and he's probably balling. He's probably just balling off of videos that he films on his phone. Here's another guy who also does real estate, and all he does is take his phone and walk around neighborhoods in his market and talk about the real estate market, and that probably funnels right into his real estate agency. These guys, I promise you, both of them are balling. Next, you're like, okay, well, you know, I can maybe shoot something a little bit nicer than a phone. Well, if you have the budget, then my next recommendation would be something like the Osmo Pocket 3. This gets recommended a lot, but I genuinely think that it's a great device. This thing comes with a mic. It has a gimbal, so it can follow you and you can create content. You can immediately send this to your phone, and this is if you want to level up from the phone. If you are cool with using the phone, that's perfectly passable, and like I just showed you 2 examples of very successful channels that are making content and funneling the content into making sales. So if you're using the phone, you do need some mics. Here, I'll recommend some mics. I'll put it on the screen. Anything DJI, Hollyland, there's so many options. Just like we'll also put things in the description if you want to check it out, but for the most part is like, you know, the DJI Osmo Pocket is great. This comes with a mic too. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but this comes with a mic. Another option is action cams and stuff like this. Like if you don't want to shoot on the phone, this is an Action 4. You can vlog with this. I actually do my BTS for my channel with these 2 items, and then I have this in my pocket at all times, and if I need to whip it out and do some quick clips, it's perfectly good for making content as well. If you want to get into an actual nicer camera, there's so many different budgets and things. I have videos where I talk about the different camera systems I like. This moment in time, you can really shoot on anything. You are not somebody that's super into photography and stuff, I just really recommend the Osmo Pocket or the phone, or maybe like a ZV-1 or anything with a fixed lens that you can just set up, shoot, and you can put it on auto, set up, shoot, and like just get going. And then I recommend having some good mics, because that'll get you having good audio and just an image that isn't overblown, and like just put it on auto and just make it happen. That'll be more important, that you are just getting the information out with good audio and that the image is like somewhat clear than getting bokeh and having a studio and all this stuff. Like it's just not necessary. In the example I was giving of an auto shop that's trying to promote you could vlog with a phone and just be talking about like making TikToks and stuff of like, what car should you get? Stuff like that. And people find that information, and then they find you, and then they want to go to your shop. Now, if you do want to do a whole studio or whatever, I mean, like this little setup, this is not the best setup, but just something I have. It's like, you know, you get a shelf, get something nice in the background that represents your business, and get a good light, which I can show you the light I'm using. This is a very simple setup with a bed sheet, a stand, and a light. And that's it. And you get like a kind of nice shadows. That's all I got. I mean, I could set up a light back here and do a bunch of other stuff, but it's just not necessary, especially for YouTube. Like, you just really want to get consistent content over like trying to dwell over it being perfect. Once your channel starts to grow and stuff, you can tweak things here and there, but for the most part, like, it's getting the content out and having it be good enough. So once you level up to a real camera, if you choose to do so, if you get so invested in it, there's so many options out there that it's just not even worth covering in the video just how many options of cameras there are, but just know that everything right now is good. Now, let's say you did not get a crazy camera system and you just got something more simple. Next, you're gonna be like, well, I have to edit it together. If you're trying to do the editing yourself, you can use CapCut. It's really easy to use. I have a video where I talk about the best editing programs here, and I talk about that. You can use CapCut to stitch those videos together, and you can edit from your phone, or you can edit from your laptop, or you can, if you have a Mac, you can use iMovie. There's tons of programs that are super easy. Let's say like, oh, that's not an income producing activity, because if you're a business and you're selling something, it is not an income producing activity. You can go on Fiverr, Upwork, and find an editor that'll put all that together for you, and it'll be relatively cheap. Sure, you're not gonna have like a Mr. Beast bar of content, but and start putting yourself out there and stuff. So you don't need anything too crazy, or like, yeah, you can go on Fiverr and Upwork and find people to edit for you. I mean, you can hire somebody to do professional content for you, but there's just a lot of great examples of people just getting started. I think it's just important to start. It's important to get the content out there, be consistent, and getting good information and good titles. And as long as you're doing that, like, people will gravitate towards you. Like, Mr. Beast didn't really start with these high-level productions. He started in his room filming videos with whatever camera he had. Like, you don't start up here, you kind of like go up. Like, your channel's growing, but the Fiverr guys, you don't like the way that they're editing stuff. You can learn to edit. You can hire somebody, like an American or somebody, you can hire somebody else, somebody better, and you just keep leveling up. Oh, let's say you think that the footage would look better if you did talking heads with the setup and stuff, so then you can build that out. But like, it's just important to start with what's easiest, start with good information, and just get the content out there. And that would be my main advice. I have a tiny channel that nobody watches, so like, if you kind of look at my content, you can, all the things I'm talking about, I'm trying to implement into this channel. I am probably a little bit more ahead than somebody who knows nothing about content creation, because I do this for people. But even though I do this professionally, and I take my time to create client work, I try to prioritize being able to get these videos out more than making them perfect. So even on my channel, like, I'm doing kind of like the bare minimum to be able to push them out more than dwelling on that one video, because I just don't think that works for YouTube or just content in general, like TikTok and stuff.